City Talk. City Talk. Okay.
Welcome everybody to number 19 Serial Talks podcast.
19, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It blows my mind. It's just me and Colt today.
It is. It's a duo.
It's a duo. Galley's gone. I feel like Galley's been gone most. Yeah, he has been.
He's
gone
definitely
most.
missed the most.
I've missed twice.
Yes, you've
and
missed
you've
twice.
missed 0 times.
I've missed 0.
Most committed.
So yeah, it's no big deal. I love this thing more than everybody else. It's cool. It's no big deal.
Yeah, Galley is doing stuff for the military.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone for the next. Did you already say 3 weeks? He's gone. For
I think
3
it's
weeks.
like 2.5 to 3.
Yeah.
So
he may be back. He definitely won't be the next one or the one after that. But the third one from now, he may or may not be there. And then we'll see. Yeah. So we may get some special guests up in here. It'll be us
for
two
sure.
Otherwise.
For sure. We need to bring on more people that like are outside of our friend group, like we did.
We need to get fancy people.
Yeah, for sure. Because even if so, it's fun to like talk to people about and ask them literally whatever you want to. You know what I mean? So we need to do that.
I got a couple guys that I won't say their names on here yet, but we've talked about them. But I think we need to look for people that are like experts in their field, whatever
absolutely.
it is. Even if it's literally like working at Quick Trip, you know what I mean? It's just like, so what's that like? Well, I hate it.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you hate it? Or it's the best thing I've ever done. Like just to learn and
really like
people.
This show, it's like you can bring on anyone and really can relate in any way because we're so all over the place of like what we're doing. I mean, like Gal and I will talk about sports, and then all of us talk about like our, comic book, video game, whatever, fantasy, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody, and we're the type of people that when they get on here too, we're open to if somebody's interested about something and just wants to talk about it, we're going to ask questions. We're not going to be like, that's gross and dumb, I don't want to talk about that unless it is gross and dumb, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think our I don't know, maybe it's not a generational thing, but like maybe it's just our age group. I feel like we're very interested in other people, you know what I mean? And like learning from like different fields. I don't know, maybe it's just us, but like I see it a lot within people. Like if you're talking to people, they're just they seem interested in what you're doing and your field. So it's a pretty cool thing to have and like be around. Maybe it's just Oklahoma, I don't know.
It's just we're awesome like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nah, but I get you because like when you do talk about it, and it's crazy how people really do brighten up when you ask them about just like what do you do?
Yeah.
How do you like that? Oh, you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
That's
and
why
it's
staffing.
Just crazy.
That's why staffing's pretty. It's not easy business, but it's like easier to talk to people because you're like when you're talking and you're making cold calls, you're asking questions on like what they do.
Yeah.
And so whenever I was doing that, it was like, oh, so tell me a little bit, like, what do you enjoy? And then, like, anyone will sit on a phone call and talk about what they enjoy over, just being sold to. So
everybody's favorite topic is themselves, kind of thing. Like their favorite word is I. So what do you do? I like to blah blah blah. Like
exactly.
That's it.
And you fly with it. So, but Colt, have we talked about your new job? I don't even know.
No, I just got it a couple days ago.
Yeah?
That's Trinity calling me. Sorry about that.
You can answer it if you need to.
No, I'll answer this. I'll text her. So got it just the beginning of this week, working on a ranch. It's kind of awesome. It's a hunt club, so people pay to go out to this place that's specifically built to build up these coveys of quail, so it's a bird hunting facility. And so, not a facility, that makes it sound like it's a big building, but it's like this ranch, and it's really kind of cool. Just learning that kind of industry, it's something that I've grown up around but never really like learned it. And so now learning it, it's probably the first job I've ever had, and I've only been in it a week, so I can't talk too much about it, but it's the first job I've ever had where it's like, ooh, I'm excited to go back. That's cool. I don't really want to leave because I feel like we can do more because we're building it up from the ground up. Like it hasn't happened yet. There's been only a few like mock hunts right off the bat to kind of get investors to pay for it and that sort of thing. So it's like, it's literally brand new. And I get to help build it into what it's going to become. And I've seen the finished product before in the past, so to see this just property that looks...
The finished product? What do you mean by you saw the finished product?
Dad, I'm working for my dad I'm working for these people, but Dad is the consultant / manager and putting it all together. So he's my boss, but the other people pay me. Anyways, we throughout life, like that's what I've always done. That's what he's always done, and so he's built these things up, and I've got to see them finished. So like the last ranch that he was a part of that I got to go out to, it was completely done. Had all these facilities, had all this It had a shooting range. Like, it had everything done. It had these different fields built. It's really cool, like really pretty, and it was cool to see it finished. You know what I mean? See like the activities and how everything was. So this place doesn't have anything. It's got like a shed, and then they use a trailer for the dogs, and it's like that's it.
Dang.
Then there's like fields, and that's it. Like literally that's it. So
cool.
It's gonna be cool to watch putting in these like food plots, to put in these like the lodge and the cabins, and then it's gonna be cool to if they grow into having a shooting range and actually see these hunts come out and be a part of it and guide these hunts. Like that's gonna be really cool. So to have, because it's the tasks I'm doing are simple. Like they're day-to-day stuff that anybody can do, and that would probably get boring if I was told to just do it. Like just go out there, get on a tractor and do this. But because I know that I'm adding to something and just building something, like if I can do this, then this is what's next. And then that's what's next to this, and then this is when we get to build this and add this to it. And it's like, okay, but things are moving along and it's cool.
Yeah.
It adds a different fire to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think anybody that started like part of a startup or like gets to be the beginning, they obviously have like more of a passion to it. So that's a benefit for you if you're going to be there a long time. I feel like with you have so many different. We talk about jobs. I feel like everyone that listens probably thinks you like move around a lot all the time. Because every time I feel like, I just quit the other day. I just quit. I feel like it's only been like twice or 3 times, but still. But for you, I've always felt like I'm all over the place as far as like what I want to do, and then like skill wise and stuff. And I know you felt the same way. Did you answer?
No, I'll just text her.
Okay.
Otherwise, I have to edit it out and
Yeah.
do that.
But I feel like with me, it's always been like, I don't know what the crap I want to do, or I know what I'm interested in, but I feel like my interests are all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like with you kind of are the same way, to where you have like this very creative side, obviously, that like you quit your job as a pastor. There's one.
Yeah.
To like pursue this creative side of what you want to do, and like writing and within video games, you've always been interested in that. You looked into like developing video games, which is insane. To always having like that ranch hand like background in a way, to where you're like obviously you always have like that physical work you're always capable of doing. So I feel like you're kind of like, from that to landscaping, everything, I feel like you're kind of similar to me, to where like
we do all kinds of different stuff. Yeah.
But also I feel like with a career, it's like you don't need to have it figured out. And that's something I've figured out being young, is I don't need to know what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Yeah. And it's you really can't think like that your entire life, because I feel for me, I don't want to be caught in something that I'm doing. And maybe I do. Maybe that changes later on. But right now, my perspective is like I don't want to be caught in something where I'm stuck in and doing for 50 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Don't enjoy.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like our grandparents and even part of our like parent generation are doing. Yeah. And for me, I'm just I'd love to do this, and then I know it doesn't help with job tenure and stuff like that, but with me, it's just I want to do stuff all the time of different things.
I just want to do so many different things, and so
yeah.
problem with that I think you and me both have run into a little bit is that we try to do so many different things that we don't master any of it. Yeah. So it's like we half-ass something because in the moment we're so fired up, let's go learn all we can about it, and then it's like, well, okay, I want to try this now. So you get up and go try something else, and it's like, well, you didn't finish that last thing, so like. Because that's my biggest thing. Is that
or you jump into something you're not as skilled in. Yeah. So, for me, it was like...
So you almost feel like you're starting over when you've done something over there for a month and a half, and then you feel like you've just wasted a month and a half because you're switching it up. Which is... Like, I should have started this a month and a half ago.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, which is... I get excited because with me, I quit to be a coach and like potentially like pursue a teaching and coaching career, which is cool because... Even though that's a lot of time and in different seasons, you have a lot of extra time as a teacher and as a coach, even that to where you're like you get your summers, this and that, you get a little bit of extra time, and to like pursue something on the side. Most teachers have a side business, and to be able to do something on the side, whatever it might be for me, would be like ideal, and I think would keep my passion for coaching there because I always have something that I can kind of not run away to, but like. The
Get
creative side, yeah,
for sure. Because you're setting up your life with the kind of a realization of like, I personally like to do all these different things. Uh-huh. I know that I don't like to do one particular thing, and if I do, I get burnt out or get tired of it. So I mean, with you personally going in with the knowledge that you are and setting up your life kind of the way it is, I mean, it's a smart move when you think about it, because you're like, okay, I like to do multiple things. What should I do that allows me to do the coaching, which I enjoy, and allows me to do other things as well? Well, teachers, I mean, they get the whole summer off. Coaches, they have a season off. So, like, you are going to have all this extra time in intervals throughout the year, and you're going to be able to do what you want. Like, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for that. And so, I don't know. Sometimes you just kind of, like, I don't know if you had this thought, but I'm always like, I wish I could go through, like, a couple different lives and, like, pursue different things. You know what I mean?
Just fully focus on that thing.
Yeah, and, like, you know.
I wish I could turn a dial and just be like, okay, I just want to pay attention to this.
Yeah.
And just, like antennas, you know what I mean? Just point at one direction and just be like, okay, I'm going that way, instead of picking up on the other things that I kind of want to do. And so I dabble in this, and I'm like, that could be cool, but I also want to try this.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's just tough, man.
Yeah, for sure. But it's also exciting too, because it's like we're young, so you get to pursue stuff, and so, you know,
this is the time to do it.
And the technology and ability to do stuff on the side.
So much we can do.
Yeah, me and you have both kind of pursued and like dabbled with t-shirt making too.
Yeah,
and so no one would have been able to do that 10 years ago.
No, you would have had to go, like, you would have know the right people at least.
Yeah.
And that's not even
take out money.
You have to take out money to go buy a press or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then to get somebody to design it for you, because neither of us can really draw.
I know.
Like, let's be honest, we try, but we're like, we're not that good. So you have to get somebody to design it for you, and that's like all manual stuff. Now we got a computer where all we got to do is put a couple shapes or pay somebody $10, and they'll send it to us within 12 hours.
Exactly.
Like, and then we go put it on the t-shirt, and the website does everything for us. Like, technology's crazy. Or I mean, like, if somebody's really passionate about teaching, like, or just whatever, dude. Like, how many ideas have you come to me with, like, hey man, I'm thinking about starting this with teaching about this. And
do you ever look back at those ideas and you're like, I wonder what he truly thought? Because, and I know we are very truthful with each other, but some stuff that I've like looked back at, even if it's like situational with you know, relationships or whatever it might be, or you know what I'm gonna do, I've always thought like, what the heck was I thinking on certain stuff? You know what I mean? And so I don't know. It's just funny. And
you don't have too many crazy. I think Trinity. No, like, you don't have any too many crazy ideas that you've come up to me and I'm like, that's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever said that to me where I'm like, that's stupid. Now with like relationships sometimes, but usually I'm like, that's dumb. But stop it. Don't do that. That's stupid. What are you doing? But that's different. That's like that's totally different.
But me and you are also very different in the relationship side too.
Because
we're like
complete opposites.
Complete
we're complete
opposites. I'm a romantic parent. I've learned that this year.
you are romantic, dude.
And you said it first, and I was like, oh my god.
we were driving. I'm like, Farquhar, listen, this is how your brain works. Okay, you think that what you're doing now is okay because you're thinking 6 months ahead, thinking, oh my god, that's so sweet. It's like, nah, bro, chill. That's not what's happening right now.
Oh my gosh. I literally, like, when I imagine relationships, for me, it's like literally slow motion or like happens like in a movie. Like, that's how I view relationships. It is so bad, dude. Like, me and Davis will go out, and this is how I expect to like meet people. And I think that's why like I don't succeed in meeting people, because it's not under the right circumstances. It's like, oh, did you talk to? Well, I talked to some girls, but like it just didn't like the time didn't slow down, and they didn't go in slow motion for me.
There was no doves behind it.
Yeah, and there's no music playing.
Glow. Like, I don't know what was happening.
It's in reality, like, you're looking at these girls at the club, and it's like, you know, 2 Chainz is playing in the background. So it's not ideal from what goes on in my head for relationships. So I don't know what molds us into that though, because I don't know, movies.
Because we grew up basically together though, so it's funny for us both to diverge. Like, we literally started liking girls at the exact same time, and we were best friends at the exact same time. So it's hilarious that we both like our relationship.
That's why I never do our relationship. And how do we like? I don't know how we didn't really fight a lot about it, because I never understood you with like girls. Like, you do something, I'd be like, what the like, why would he do that? And then why is he already with another girl? And then that was like middle school.
But bro, I hit it all from you too. I was like, I'm not gonna tell.
I know, because you
would straight up ask me, you're like, what are you doing?
I know.
Why are you hanging out with her?
For me, I've had 3 girlfriends my entire life. If you count 6th grade. If not, if you count high school only, it's like what, 2?
Yeah.
So, well, 1. I don't know.
2.
2. Okay.
2. It was 2.
2. So it's funny, and you've had I don't know, we don't have to count, but but in middle school alone, you beat my life of girlfriend. You know, maybe just like a semester alone.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But it wasn't even. I don't know. It was
crazy.
more like if you're talking to someone, they're your girlfriend at that time too.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't know. My head was in other stuff, and if it wasn't romantic enough, then I wasn't biting on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That makes
but
sense.
it's funny how we're completely different within that.
Well, what started that conversation? I don't even remember.
We
What
went.
were we talking about?
I don't know.
I
Creative
had
and
other stuff to
stupid
say.
ideas bringing you. And
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, it was something stupid. I was gonna
Yeah.
say Trinity hears all my stupid ideas because I feel like I got a ton of them.
Yeah.
Where they're just like plain stupid. Like I'll be in the shower and I'll think of something just absolutely ridiculous. Like, babe, you know what we need to do? You know what we need to do? I bet toenails could be a good commodity. She's like, okay, babe. Like I've never said that. That's an example. Just something stupid. But it's like literally the stupidest stuff, man. And she's always so supportive and sweet. She's like, okay, yeah.
okay.
And then it like makes me so mad when she does think something stupid though. She'll tell me, she'll be like, okay, that's probably not a good idea. And I'm like, why? Why did
That's
this
the
stupid
worst
idea?
because everything clicks in your head.
And it's just
then
like,
you
it makes
can't-
sense. But then
yeah.
like you go to sleep and the next morning you're like, what the hell was I thinking? What kind of idea was that?
Yeah, or just I don't know, little things too. It's like I don't know. I get caught up in like creative things, ways of thinking. So like I'll like look into deeper things, and then I'll get so deep into something that it just doesn't make sense on the outside of everything, and you
What do
like
mean?
revisit.
Explain that.
Oh man, I don't even.
It's so deep that it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah, like say you like start creating we both have written like stories or like movies in a sense to where
Yeah.
like trying it out.
Yeah.
Obviously, the commemoration did not sit well with our friends. That was the movie I wrote, and I was so like for example I thought it was so cool how I did certain like symmetry within characters and how they ended up within the story, and I like spent time and really deeply thought about like what to do. And in a sense, I thought
was
I was
that Malco? Was that the one
was
was it Malco? What was his name?
so
Maclo.
everyone had meaning behind their name. It was
Yeah.
Mekla, or is it
It was-
Maclo?
you were like looking up Latin words. for
Yes,
each person.
Latin words,
Maclo.
digging into like
Meklo,
the
Maclo.
root of them, and then each person like it.
To this day, you still use the name Maclo.
I do.
We
Yeah,
used
we
remember
did.
You did it at
yeah.
Laser Tag, which is
Yeah.
a dope name.
Yeah.
Like I freaking love that.
I don't even
name.
remember the meaning though, but
I
like
don't-
everything just clicked for me one night. I wrote a movie in like a night. It was like a short story movie script, and everyone just dogged it the next day. Like everyone dogged, and I was so hurt because I came up with profiles of everyone, and I put the pictures of the characters, put their like description of the characters, like how they should act with it, and I sent them to the group text, and everyone was like, all right, first off, the story sucks alone. I was so proud of it, too. But speaking of stories...
I'm trying to figure out what Maclo means.
I can't remember.
Because it was like Destroyer or something like that.
I don't know. Was
is
Maclo
Destroyer.
me?
No, it was the villain.
Oh, okay. It was awesome.
Maybe you were Maclo.
I don't think I was. I think
You were Max.
Gally was Ace, and I was something else.
What was
and
I?
then, I need
Was
to
I
look.
Luke?
I
Is
think
that
I
the
still
name?
have no.
The name was-
Luke when I didn't have normal names like Luke. I probably have those profiles somewhere.
You
to be
probably
honest.
do.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could.
I'll have to go back and find
Somebody
them.
had to screenshot it.
I know.
How? So I don't know
this
if you want to
day.
talk about it, but I want to ask you about it because we've talked about it. But do you want to tell everybody about Real 7 a little bit, or is that something that you don't want to talk about yet?
I do want to dig into it, but maybe when I also want to hit on Stranger Things for sure.
Well, we got 18 minutes, so I don't know if
18
you want
minutes
to talk
left.
about it. No, we're at 18 minutes.
Oh,
now.
okay, cool.
So we can talk about it, or we can just tease them right now, and this will be a teaser, and they can hear it later.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do that until I have everything like set up well.
It's a teaser. It's Real 7.
Real 7. So I am started up, bought the name the other day, a video production company, which I think I'm super excited about because it's really like unleashing my creative side on top of what I'm more skilled in, which is like football and coaching and stuff like that.
You've combined them.
I've combined them, which is super awesome, and
Yeah.
like it really has, for what I have envisioned is like there's different places we can go with it too. But first off, so like Real 7 is a video production company that me, my brother Cade, and my sister Kylie are all starting up. I know Cade's girlfriend Carson actually is interested in business, so she's also helping us out a lot too. But what we're doing essentially is really just creating videos to help tab memories for different sporting events, games, matches, whatever it might be. And doing it in a creative way through videography. And so we've done a lot within going out to different sporting events already and shooting those and creating these highlight videos, doing a lot of stuff for free right now, but really just gaining that credibility and building a library that people can look at and that we can market off. And so, but essentially Real 7, it's a video production company. So it's a lot of different things that can come from it. What I think will be our bread and butter would be team highlights for youth football teams, and so that's kind of what I plan on doing for this fall, and then getting into other sports as well. Getting into other sports as well, and then essentially I want to branch it off into doing other things. My sister, what she wants to do when she grows up is wedding videography, and so she is super interested in that, and so that's kind of essentially what I want to branch off into as well. But that's a few years later on, so I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But that's what essentially Real 7 is. I'm still working on. I quit my job early so I could kind of get that started and going into football season, and so I'm super excited about it.
I'm excited. Me and Dad were talking about it yesterday, 2 days ago, and we both think it's a freaking awesome idea because, there's nobody out there doing what you're doing.
The market is not there. The market competition's not there.
And so you're going to be and the market is growing, especially with social media the way that it is.
Yeah.
Everybody, the more and more I think about it, the more I'm like, social media is people's badges that they represent themselves to the rest of the world, literally the rest of the world, not just their buddies, but to their employer or who's the guy down the road. That's what they do. So it's going to become something where it's like, okay, I need my social media account to look great. And so I'm going to hire so-and-so to make me some awesome videos that I can put on there, and it just ups my social media game. Yeah. And so, you're entering that market, and I know you're expanding to all these different areas as well, which is going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. But right now, that being your, initial thing. Yeah. And even for these teams, these parents, you're going to mass sell it. Dude.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's just, your business plan is just, you got so many different options to produce income doing the same thing, and it's not going to take you a crazy amount of time. It's just, I'm like, this is a dope idea.
Super cool. In school, my thing is business. And when I first got into that, I wanted to carry business over into my ministry, which, what we've always been part of with church and stuff. And so my thing that I loved is marketing. And so, another essence of that would be video marketing is big. Commercials aren't really a huge thing, but it's more of social media ads now and what people are getting into, and so that would be another thing that we kind of branch off into as well. And so just jumping, there's just so many different things you can do with it, and so I feel like my creative side can kind of be it come out and utilize, grow. I've already gotten better at making just 3 weeks worth of videos, and so
imagine we would be at in 2 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, and just knowing where all the tooles are within the software that I use.
Just being able
to
know the dang software.
Yeah, and so that'll be it's exciting. And what one of my things I envision is with us as kids, what's one thing we always try to do is make videos. Yeah. And one thing that kind of it was awesome. You look at the finished product and you feel accomplished, but one thing that I never you never get the satisfaction of having all the tools you needed. So I think what would be cool is kind of getting into a market to where hey, hire us for a present to your kid. We'll direct a movie for them and that they kind of want to pick from and kind of have a thing, kind of put it through, get visual effects. If we get to a point and CGI gets to a technology point to where anyone can do it, then that's something we can incorporate too. Just something like that, and just branching out, your imagination and really using that is what I'm excited for too. My thing that I'm looking at is I know this video or this business can help other people, but I'm also looking of how it could help me and one of those things is like, okay, what would little, like, 9-year-old Mason, what would he like be excited for? And how could he use this? And that's like, okay, all right, targeting, the little, the kids that might have imagination but can't like make it happen. So just kind of like branching to that would be cool too.
That's like you have no competition there.
Yeah,
because ain't nobody. Yeah,
nobody's really doing that.
But just I'm sure there's tons of parents. Like think about. Especially today's day and age where a kid will just pick up a phone and film their own face just because they like that. Yeah. Imagine if they got to wear the Spider-Man costume or whatever it is, and they're the ones that like taking off their mask at the end of the movie.
Yeah, with like, the city of New York behind them. It's that's that's something you can make happen and make real in today's technology, especially if it keeps branching out like at the rate it is. Like we're gonna have our hands on technology that we can create something like that. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I'm excited for it, for sure.
I think that's it. And, I mean, that could even go to making your social media look good. That parent's going to be like, I'm going to show everybody how awesome I am with my kid and what my kid did, And so they're like...
With one of the things with that, one of our target markets is high school athletes. And what the selling point in that is social media is a way for coaches. And we talked to Cam that one, was that podcast number 6, 7, 8? I don't know.
Something like that.
But we talked to Cam about how important social media is within the recruiting process. And for that to, be able to help students market themselves when they don't know how to, and they don't have the help behind that, that's also something we can reach too. Is like what we've already done is creating something we've called and like kind of termed Insta Reels, like Instagram, and then Reel 7, which is like real, like tape reel, And
that makes it sound so official that you guys call it Insta Reels.
I know.
Like,
I'm
like
freaking excited. I know.
Right
Yeah. So
this is an Insta Reel. We sell blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Like,
That's so that's
awesome.
like one of our products is that we're selling to. We will sell. We haven't yet. We've really, kind of helped some athletes already, like with their social medias, that they're able to post it. You'll look at athletes in the NFL kind of create their Instagram has these kind of videos on it. OBJ, Baker Mayfield, Saquon Bar, all these guys, they have these like Insta Reels that are a minute-long videos of like the coolest song that's in right now, of their highlights. And so the deal is, like, I know it kind of sucks because some of the skilled players don't get picked out, but if you get enough eyes on a video and it becomes popular, you might get the right eyes on the video that can help you out and get you the connections or a coach or whatever it might be. If you're creating hype for yourself, you're marketing yourself in the right way. So these videos are really helping these athletes market themselves and helping them out. So that's kind of my passion, because I felt like I didn't know how I could market myself as an athlete in high school. I felt like I could have played at a higher level and didn't get the chance to because no one gave me a chance. So that's kind of what I'm excited for in that sense. Is someone here?
Yeah, I assume it's my wife.
I hope it is.
Hi, Trinity.
Do you need help?
Yeah, I'll help her. You just keep talking.
Okay. What do you want me to talk about?
I don't know.
Do you want to just edit this part out?
You want to take this better? Yeah.
Trini, I got you something.
He puts it back in the bag.
How sweet.
We can tell everybody on the podcast because I'm not going to edit this out.
You're not gonna
You guys are getting the realest of reels right now.
Oh my gosh.
Mason, so we're having a baby.
That's
and
cute.
Mason got us a little baby outfit, a Spider-Man baby outfit.
Yes.
Isn't that sweet?
That's perfect. Her Uncle Mason.
I know, that's so
Uncle
that's
Mace.
super nice. Yeah, so
with kids, you gotta like get them early, So I don't see Gally coming out with whatever he wants the baby to, most of the stuff Gally wants, then I'm gonna agree with too. But Gally hates Spider-Man.
But if Gally was here right now, I feel like Gally's not gonna do stuff like that.
No.
I tell him straight up, I was like, you're not gonna care nearly as much because that's just Gally's
I
personality.
don't really think Gally would care about
any of our. I don't feel like he cares about children.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
children.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, you're not going to care quite as much. He'll start caring when it's 2. Like that's when he'll be like,
yeah, that's
"You're
true."
cute,"
Whenever he
and
can,
he'll get that like he'll just start doing that, and y'all will teach Elena the language, and I'll be like, Elena, you're not allowed
so
to talk
crazy.
about it. You're not allowed to say those words, and so it'll be cool. Now, did you want to talk about Stranger Things?
Yeah. What do you think? Because I saw it in a 3-day span when it came out.
We saw it in 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
So we watched most of it one day, and
this was last week, right?
This was last week. No, No, this was Monday. This was Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
That's when we watched.
So last week from when the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it was good.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was a fun
It
series.
was fun. It was. I mean, Stranger
summery,
Things is good.
colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was it's good. It was fun. It's great to say fun. Like, it wasn't any worse than the other ones in my opinion.
Yeah.
One is probably the best just because it was the original.
And you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You don't see a monster till like episode 5.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is
and
that?
you're like, what is that?
And especially you don't know what like Dungeons and Dragons or like get into that because it's all based off characters within that, right?
That movie brought back, like, even for me, I was like, I'll go look at Dungeons and Dragons now because that seems kind of dope.
Stranger Things made you do that?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Because, I mean, it was always something that I kind of thought about because I would listen to, like, podcasts and people would talk about it, and I thought it was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I never really, like, cared enough. But when they did it, I was like, okay, now it's kind of mainstream to go look at it. I'm going to go just check it out, see what's up. And, I mean, did you know, like, Dungeons and Dragons, like, quadrupled their sales?
Really?
Like, everybody got into it after the first season.
Gosh.
It was crazy. Everybody started getting into it. So the first one was awesome. The second one was still pretty good.
Yeah.
It was still really, really
so
good.
I at first I didn't really like care for the second one, but rewatching it this year, I was like, that was better than I remembered.
Yeah.
Because you get, what I didn't care a lot about within the second season was Eleven's like background, which I know is important, but like the way they did it, I was kind of like, it's just kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, you're right, because I forgot about like the entire part of her hanging out with those other like special people.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't even. It's not relevant.
Yeah,
to
it didn't
3.
open the doors to anything too.
And I don't care.
And maybe it does
even
later
a little
on, but
I felt like they just did that to maybe explain stuff.
Yeah,
more.
absolutely.
I don't know,
but with that, it was cool because you didn't have her powers till the end, so it was good. It's just kind of.
We're gonna talk about spoilers too.
Yeah, I mean we can.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
If anybody hasn't seen it,
So turn it off. This will be the rest of it. Yeah. Spoiler alert here.
we're gonna be done in a minute. So,
but the within season 3, for one, my biggest frustration is Steve Harrington. They did Steve dirty 3 times, once in every season.
what do you mean?
He'd never get first one he kind of sucks as a bad guy, but he's really not that bad of a dude. Like he's just kind of following his friends. And the one time he's really bullying is whenever he breaks the camera of Jonathan's, but it's like he took pictures while he was spying on him. So that's I would break someone's camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be pissed too.
It's understandable.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah. So,
stalking
but then he
us,
comes back and apologizes and is okay with what's her fate, Nancy hanging out with Jonathan, and oh no, it's I understand, whatever. Comes through is heroic.
Yeah.
And then I guess he doesn't get, but he gets beat up. Yeah, he gets beat up by Jonathan that season.
He gets beat up. What, 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
Seasons?
Second one, Billy beats the crap out of almost beats him to
almost
death.
kills him, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, Billy was interesting with third season. I liked how they dug into deep with that, and I felt like they should have made him more heroic. Maybe not, because he was essentially a bad guy, but you saw why. And then to him to come through and
and do what
save
he did
the
there,
day,
kind of save Elle and just be like a bad A, and he dies in the process, which makes him even cooler.
Yeah, which a dope way, the best way anyone's died so far is that
for sure.
Turns around, grabs the mind flip. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I like him as an actor. He did a good job, I think.
Yeah, he was cool.
Montgomery, something
Everybody
like that.
on social media is talking about him.
Yeah.
He did a good job. He was fun, entertaining to watch.
What they told him in the sauna scene is they told him to act like Johnny off of.
That's the exact
Here's
inspiration.
Johnny.
The Shining.
Yeah,
that's
The
what
Shining.
I thought.
Yeah,
because
so
he
they
was out
told
the
him.
window, and I was like, "That's what reminds me."
When they gave him the script, they said, "Think of this scene," and
Yeah.
so he studied it, and that's really what he did. It was intense too. I
because he
with that.
screamed out of nowhere,
Yeah.
right? I can't remember what he said.
Well,
but
he
all
cusses
calm,
him out
cool,
too, and
then
so
he just blows up out of nowhere.
which is pretty cool that they based that off of that. You dig into it, and we'll have to attach a YouTube clip, but it shows these a lot of the Easter eggs of that time period within movies and entertainment. They hide a lot. Back to the Future was big within season 3. They did that. What I told you is Harrison Ford, they had Harrison Ford inspiration within Indiana Jones and a little bit of Star Wars.
Han Solo.
Yeah, a little bit of Han Solo within Hopper.
Yeah.
And so you see that with a lot of shadow shots with it. It looks just like Indiana Jones with his hat.
Really?
He has cowboy. You'll have a lot of shadow shots, and you're like, that could be Indiana Jones, like for sure.
That's
and
dope.
so just kind of his way of acting too is
Yeah.
very similar to Han Solo. And I haven't seen Indiana Jones in a while, but from what I remember, he's pretty
Indiana Jones is
similar.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And he really does kind of act a lot like
Yeah.
Han Solo in the sense that he's just
Yes.
this roguish,
Yes.
like
Mhm.
he's kind of this cocky, I kind of know better than everybody,
Yeah.
heroic. He solves problems by
Yeah, Indiana
beating people
Jones,
up.
he like investigates and like
Yeah.
So I liked that a lot because I didn't see it until I saw it in this video. So I thought that was good. But within like Steve Harrington, and then the third one, man, he finally Nancy breaks up with him. Second one, and he gets beat up. So second one,
The second one sucked for him.
second one sucked because
But
Nancy was like, they made him kind of look like the bad guy because he came and apologized.
Yeah.
Nancy straight up like said she didn't love him, and at the said he was BS, and at that party. And
I don't remember the second one well enough to know exactly.
And
what
then
you're talking
at the very end, he like is like, just go with Jonathan, it's okay. And then he's like gets screwed over. Third one comes through, you're like, dude, this girl's really cool for him. What's her name? Susie?
Oh,
no, it's
yes.
not Susie. That's Dustin.
He does get screwed over constantly.
Yes. And so he's
Robin.
smooth.
Robin.
Yeah, Robin. And the whole time they're like just teasing, like, oh, and you're like,
She's
slow.
great for you. She's great for you.
Yeah, and Robin
and
slowly
he's like,
grows
nah.
on you too, and you're like,
Yeah.
Robin's freaking dope.
I
and
wonder.
then
Okay, keep going.
yeah, but then in the bathroom he's smooth, slides under, he's like blah blah, and then just straight up like the biggest, and I'm not like against that at all. Obviously, we're not against anything, but like to screw him over like that like three
It was
times.
dirty.
I know.
Especially when earlier in the season she said, I was obsessed with you.
Yes.
And so you're like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like she wouldn't have said that if she was lesbian in the beginning. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I feel like y'all just did that just to screw him over.
Yeah.
Like, just because you want us to feel bad for him. Or
And he doesn't
I don't
even
know.
he didn't go to college, right? He's like trying to or something like that. He has like a summer job at like Scoops Ahoy.
Yeah.
They just like turn him around into like everyone likes Steve.
Yeah.
Like they just mess
Maybe
up.
that's why we like him, though.
Yeah.
Because we kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And he is a cool guy.
Maybe people relate to him in that sense too.
He rolls with
like,
the punches, so it's
Yeah.
like you're like, okay, I like you, I get it. You're not this high and mighty dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know who? I felt bad for Bob. I like how they like
Yeah.
paid homage to him at the beginning with him like on the fridge.
Yep.
It was super sad when she relived the scene of him being attacked and killed.
I forget how intense that is until they bring the
I know, for real.
the thing back. You're like, whoa, I forgot it was that.
I forgot
crazy.
that it's, you watch him get eaten
I know,
practically. Like
yeah.
it jumps on him and like attaches to his
Yes.
chest, and another one jumps on him. Like you forget about that.
Yeah.
You just remember he died, and then you like he's a hero.
Yeah.
I feel bad for what's her name? Winona Ryder's character, the mom, Will's mom. What's her name?
I don't know. I can't
I can't remember her name.
I just think of Will's mom.
Yeah, Will's
when I think
mom.
of it,
Well,
yeah.
I feel bad for her because she starts to like. She has the worst relationship, like her first
Yeah,
husband
yeah.
that has Will. He's an awful human being.
And Hopper.
Then Hopper.
But let's just talk about that because Hopper's not
well,
dead.
Bob gets eaten. Hopper kills himself to save
Yeah.
everybody practically.
But I don't think Hopper's dead.
I don't either.
There's not like I don't.
They
I
didn't
think
show it.
I think everyone thinks that in different ways too. Because you didn't see the end credit scene until I told you about it. Did you watch it?
No.
Okay,
I
so-
haven't watched it yet. I
We'll
haven't
have
watched
to
it
show.
right after.
We'll have to
this
show
yet.
you after. But obviously, it says something about the American, and everyone's like, not a lot of people caught it, which surprised me. Or when I talk to some people, but I mean, people that really dig into stuff, they're like, oh yeah, Hopper's for sure not dead. Because one,
Like,
it would have showed
obviously.
him. If it showed him, it would have showed him like evaporating while he's smiling.
Exactly,
Something
that's what I'm
stupid.
saying. They
Yeah.
would have shown it.
It'd
so
been
he's
dramatic.
Not dead.
Yeah. And
So,
so
I half expected like she looks back over and you see the banister, and I
there's also a
expected-
ladder. Do you see the ladder?
No.
That goes down.
No.
I mean, if I had the chance of like maybe surviving the upside down,
Yeah.
might as well jump in too.
Yeah.
So there's also a ladder.
It's
on
better
the
than
other
that
end.
being vaporized.
I
Like
know.
if you're like, I could go back, like it's
Yeah.
whatever. But like I fully expected him to jump back over and be like, ta-da!
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be all cool.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
because they cut to like 3 months later, him gonna be with Elle and like the
Yeah.
house and all, it's gonna
Yeah.
be fine. So I was just surprised to see that didn't happen.
And then,
because
yeah.
they didn't show him dying.
Yeah, exactly. And then his scene was kind of cool. Like the fight was awesome, but the way he went out wasn't like. I was talking to Kay, my brother, about it, and I was like they could have made it more dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
they could have. I wish it would have been like
maybe he had to
he's in the
fix
middle
something.
of like fighting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
or like he had to fix the machine, so he had to hold something together, and he's like struggling, and like
because he literally died.
He literally turns around and smiles, and that's it.
Because he got trapped. It wasn't even like I have to do this. I have to sacrifice myself. I'm making the decision to kill me so that everybody else can survive.
Yeah.
It was.
I just got
oh
stuck.
crap! I beat this guy up and now I'm stuck. And I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's like bye.
So I don't think that's how they're gonna kill him. If so, that's not very good. Like 11's like first death teaser was pretty good. How she just disappeared, which also gives me the idea. I think 11 possesses the power to like transport herself in the upside down of where she's at. Because if you think about it, she destroyed the Demogorgon the first season, but she didn't open any kind of hole or anything like that. There was no hole behind her, so she straight up just did it and had so much power within like what she was doing when she was killing the Demogorgon that it put her in the upside down. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think
I don't remember that.
I don't know if they'll
so
explore that at all. Yeah. So like the first scene or the end of the first season, whenever she's killing the Demogorgon, and it's on the wall. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And
they're in like the school.
Yeah. There's no hole or no gate is what they call it to the upside down in the school right there. So she either opened a gate when she pushed the Demogorgon in, but Demogorgon straight up blew up or whatever, like from there. Yeah. So either like she just transported into the upside down, or like she opened up a gate behind. I don't know what happened, but I think that's a power that they could like explore later on, that she's able to do so. But also think about it now, she doesn't have powers. At the end, she's like trying and can't.
Yeah.
So.
So I was wondering about that too. I was wondering what you were thinking about her not having powers.
And I don't
understand why she doesn't have powers.
Yeah, I don't either. It might be a mindset thing, like Far From Home. Peter couldn't do it. He couldn't use his Peter Tingle. Yeah, because of like post-traumatic stress or whatever. But he with this, I don't know what this would be besides just really a mind thing. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I guess the thing was in her leg too that could have like done something within that, but. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
So, okay. All right, well, I'm about to watch this. We're at our time limit. So
yeah.
We can...
Oh, also, the last thing I want to add in is we talked a lot about, like, some business stuff here and there, but have you heard of, like, how Lil Nas X, the person
I watched his videos, yeah.
Did you figure out how he became famous and got a song famous?
So, the stuff that I watched, basically I can't remember everything. He was doing Twitter accounts for like celebrities.
Yeah.
He's following like Twitter. He had created like a Nicki Minaj follower Twitter account.
Yeah.
And so he was like doing these, and I guess he had ended up starting to steal people's content or something like that. So they got shut down, or it was like I take somebody else's stuff and I repost it, but I don't tag them in it, so it's like practically stealing, whatever it was. So he ended up getting shut down, and then from there he like switched it over to his personal stuff, and that's when he started creating things, and then he just marketed it like crazy is what I understand is that he just like sent it everywhere to everybody and everything, and then it just exploded all at once.
The marketing thing is cool because
maybe you can describe it better, because the videos I watched weren't good
which is briefly like what I heard, but he like whenever Old Town Road came out, he's like, okay, this is kind of a goofy, catchy song. So what he did is he put Old Town Road to so many different like popular memes and videos, and like for one, me and Davis were talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 when it first came out.
That's right. That's what it said.
Yeah.
That he was putting on things like
that.
popular pop culture stuff at the time.
And then he would send them out like crazy, like you said.
Yeah.
So these things started getting famous, and the funny thing is, everyone I've talked to, the first time they heard Old Town Road was in a meme.
Really?
Yeah.
Same.
And so
I think that's the first time I heard it too.
But this is the thing. This is crazy because me and Davis got into TikTok. You know what that is?
Yeah.
So TikTok's essentially, it reminds me a lot of Vine in a way. It's a minute long. It's not 6 seconds, but
Vine's gross cousin.
Yeah, and so we got into that, and it's such a younger, like, which is funny because we're young, but like a younger generation of like these high schoolers, and like they're doing certain things. I'm like, what the, like, we never did any of that, which is super weird, but me and Davis are getting into it. A lot of funny stuff is happening, but you'll notice the trend of the same song or audio of every single one. Like, it's a good 5 different songs. So Lil Nas like recognized this, put his song and tried to get it in that upper, area, and then from that that song's been popular.
That's
so
crazy.
So crazy. That's how I first learned it, was to like an alien dancing to Old Town Road, which is hilarious.
Same. I remember the first time I saw it because I couldn't figure out what, because one, I thought it said, "I'll take my horse to the hotel room."
Yeah.
Remember I told you that?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the gross thing I ever heard. Because it was an ad. It was an ad for TikTok is what I saw.
Yeah.
It was on YouTube. It was some country dude with his truck, and he's like, "Take my horse to the hotel room." And he's like in the background, he's like smiling like, "I'm dope with a big truck." And then it cuts to him and a horse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the frick?
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
What is happening?
And so,
especially when you think it says, "Take my horse to the hotel
you're
room."
like, what the crap?
This guy's gonna have sex with a horse? What?
You're like, what? Oh shoot! But yeah, it's so interesting. Like his marketing idea was so smart, and essentially like a lot of the songs. 'Cause me and David jumped on TikTok and kind of like, talked a little bit about it, and like a lot of his songs on there like are catchy. So it's a cool thing that I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I've been throwing a lot of my like Real 7 videos on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, and like they've had more views than I expected, especially just putting like, hashtags, not having any followers or anything. And I've had like 2 comments on each one from random people. So like it's interesting, like exploring these different areas of social media. It's like you got to keep up with the generation's app, because our generation obviously was Vine, and that could have been a big marketing thing if it didn't shut down. But like Twitter's big. It just depends on the market too. So we've talked a lot about that, but it's crazy. Yeah,
like music and videos and stuff. That's gonna rely so much more on social media than like Quick Trip. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's gonna just be totally
But Quick
different.
Trip is up their game on social media. Twitter, you should look at YouTube or Quick Trip's Twitter account.
Really?
They
Why?
reply to stuff, and it's funny.
Is
They
it?
just have someone funny there just replying to stuff, and it's like, you should have gone on Quick Trip or something like and so it's interesting, and it's smart that a lot of these
crazy.
companies are like switching it up and doing a good job with it. So a little like business thing at the end that I thought was super cool and creative.
The world is going in that direction, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll stay that way for like the rest
Oh,
of
probably.
humanity, or
It's
if
going to be
it'll
hard to keep
die
up
off,
with. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's what stresses me out.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't do social media hardly at all.
Yeah.
So anytime I do anything, my first brain, when I start thinking of like marketing, I go, okay, I have to get somebody else to do this.
Yeah.
Because I don't do social media. I only get on Facebook every now and then,
Yeah.
and Trinity even runs the Instagram for me. So it's just like, if I have to do anything, I'm like, first go-to is I have to find somebody else to run it. Because one, if I even hop on Twitter or Instagram now, I don't even have to work it anymore, because that's already all changed.
Yeah.
So I'd have to learn a new system, and then just how to do things. I mean, there's literally people that go to school just to do that
just
too.
to do that. It's crazy.
But,
so
all right, that's our time, Farquhar. We got to be done. Farquhar's got class, so we got to be done today.
we got class. Thanks for listening, guys.
Like,
good one.
subscribe, listen to us on. If you listen to us on iTunes, give us a review. Subscribe to our channel stuff, and same thing on Spotify. We love you guys. We'll talk to y'all later.
See ya.
Peace.